What's going on, guys? MMA here, back with a live stream. I actually have not done many live streams. This is my second live stream I am doing. I never did one in my entire life except this one, the second one. Anyways, I just got home. I appreciate whoever's tuning into this video. I walked through the door about 25 minutes ago, so I'm kind of like a little tired. Hopefully, this live stream goes pretty well. I'm here for any questions or comments that you guys might have about the Air Force. But in the meantime, while more people come in, I'm just going to talk about how my day was. So far today, I had a pretty good day. I had talked to the commander was basically visiting everybody in different buildings, and he specifically called me out of everybody, and I was a little nervous because I had talked to a one of the, I don't know what to call her, um, ladies that basically handle the clearances and stuff. Um, After speaking with the investigator yesterday, that's a whole other story. Uh, she was basically telling me that she was talking to the commander about, and when the commander called me today and asked me a question, he basically asked me, so what was my favorite or my hardest thing about my job was, or that I have a hard time doing. And I froze up a little bit, and I had thought about it, and we basically had like some stuff on display on the table, basically some repairs that we did in tech school. And for those of you may or may not know, aircraft structural maintenance is my AFSC. Let me also fix this. Yes. Wait. There we go. Yes, aircraft structural maintenance is my AFSC. 2 Alpha 733 or 2 Alpha 73 is the code for it. Yeah, so we basically had different types of repairs, flush repairs, combination repairs on the table. I have got put on the spot. I told him that one of the hardest things was for me to learn how to put the high locks. They're a special type of fastener that keeps the metals together. And I need to learn to shoot those more because I don't really shoot them enough. Uh, but yeah, thought quick on my feet, which was pretty nice. So I didn't make things too awkward. So yeah, I had also cut myself today. I got a. Is this my middle finger? No, no. This is my ring finger ish. I don't know if it's gonna be a ring on this finger anytime soon, but yeah, I was bleeding today. I was cutting a piece of metal or ripping this cabinet apart, and I didn't even um, really have the right tools for it because it was a thick piece of metal, and I had to basically take these tender snips, which is like big giant scissors, and cut those up. Um, so yeah, that was pretty much how my day went. After talking to the commander, cutting myself with my finger, I finally made it home, uh, and now I'm just going to relax and probably, I don't know, go to the gym a little later, work on the CDCs, because I have 4 volumes of that. In my field, it's about 4 volumes of CDCs. I'm gonna try to sit down and talk because me walking around is a lot. It's 4 volumes of CDCs in my field, and I'm on the second volume. Thankfully, can't wait till I be done with this volume because the volume is taking forever. But I showed y'all last time in my last little live stream how thick my CDCs was or what I was doing. Um, and I got a month to do it, so I should be done in possibly 2 more months to test for my 5 level. In case of you guys do not know, when it comes to like leveling up, when you're done with tech school, usually you have to level up in your field, and we have a 3, 5, and 7 level. One of the 7 levels are one of the 7 levels. One of the levels I am is level 3. Usually, you become a level 3 once you finish tech school. And if you guys have not seen my graduation video, check that out because I graduated like what 2 months or so ago. It was time flies by. It just flies like so fast, and you don't even realize it. Um, but check that video out and Tell me what you guys think. It was kind of emotional, you know, really sad. Shout out to Mr. Carlton, who's possibly watching the live stream right now. He already know what it is. But yeah, it was one of my popular videos. Um, and it also occurred to me that I've been doing this for almost a year, and I swear it does not feel like it. I've been in the Air Force for almost a year. It's going to be a year in like March. I actually have my, if I look at my bag here, I'm gonna flip over my bag. I have my original swearing contract. Yep, in this folder here, my big blue folder. Oh no, almost dropped everything. Big blue folder full of everything at BMT. I got my letters, all the letters I got from my mom. If I'm just gonna show you guys real quick how much this is. Like BMT letters. Look at this. BMT letters. Do y'all see this? This, oh, that's my mom. I haven't really showed my mom too much in my videos. My uncle. This is my brother, and this was actually at MEPS when I first got sworn in. I have my paper too for that. It's in my binder here. If I look at it, I just seen it. Here it is right here. Bam. Here it is. My oath of enlistment is right here. So 1st of March, and it is 2019. I'm a little shook. I'm shooketh a little bit to the core. Shooketh to the core because I did not expect time to go by this quick. You go through all this training in the year, and it's like, bruh, you don't expect it to do like that fast. Like, where did the time go? Now my tour here is like a couple of years, so I'm not gonna be here in Hawaii that long. Um, so I'm gonna try my best to show as much as possible I can here. I had also turned in my for the enlistment bonus. If you guys were wondering about the enlistment bonus in the other video, check that out. I don't remember which number it is. I made like 50 videos since I've been in the Air Force, so I'm a little shook about that too. 55? I think it was about 55 videos. Anyways, check that out. I go in depth about my how I got my 3K bonus. I actually had a copy of my contract that I gave to personnel, and I know this is probably like information that's like way ahead for you guys. I know some of you guys are processing into basic training, some of you guys are processing into tech school or coming here for tech school. So I hope this is helpful. But yeah, I basically went to personnel, gave them my contract, which was stating how much I had, and I got that off of. It was off of. It was a link in the Air Force. I had to go access it by a government computer. That was the only way to actually get the actual contract because it was like my second time seeing it. But yeah, I also heard it was taxed, and I did not know it was going to be taxed. But I heard that my 3K going to be taxed, which is messed up. But that's just how things are in this world today. Everything about money, about that money hunty. So I have to think about another plan about my money, and I don't know how long it'll take. They said after I gave them a copy of my certificate of finishing training, and I gave them a copy of my whatever form it was with my contract basically. They told me they'll get to me in about a week, but we're going to see about that. But yeah, so I also had what else I did? If I look back on some more stuff here, yeah, like all these letters. This is literally like my life. Like I'm going through like a flash of my life right now. My mom, my brother. My brother is 18 right now. This is when I had dreads, by the way. These exclusive photos. I have not got any taller. That's probably a motorcycle. I haven't got any taller because it's not happening, guys. I just came to terms with it long ago. But any other questions? If there's any question you guys might have, be happy to answer. I'm gonna probably be live streaming for a while right now. probably a good half hour or so. So whoever come and goes, by all means, I am doing this on my phone. Um, so I don't know how well this is gonna be, but I'm just gonna give more information until anyone asks any questions. Um, One thing I will say is, so far I'm surprised how far I've come into this like Air Force life. It is interesting because each day is not the same, and I'm grateful for that because my job isn't boring, and I think it's pretty cool. Cryptic, have your job. Any advice for tech school and BMT? I would say, first of all, for BMT, I don't know if you say you got my job, so that's awesome. Um, our job isn't easy. Uh, we have a very important job, and you're going to hear a lot of BMT like, well, if you didn't do this right in time, then oh, you know what? Then the airplane or aircraft goes down. You failed your wingman, kind of thing. Um, but what our job basically consists of is we're gonna touch these millions, $1 billion worth of equipment and planes and aircraft. It gets really intense if you don't. I want to say it depends on the kind of aircraft you're going to work on. I'm not sure. I work on cargo. I work on C-17s as my aircraft, so it's not going to be. It's not too hard to maintain those because they're not really. It's not really many repairs that are included with that. Um, it's mostly like small minor repairs. Maybe we might do a fiberglass patch. So you basically build a vacuum bag. You take fiberglass and you heat it up, and it's very complicated. But our tech school is my tech school is about 5 months. I failed my block. Fail block 4. We have 8 blocks. This year they're changing a bunch about our tech school. So I'm not sure if everything I'm going to say is up to date, but maybe you have 7 blocks when you go into tech school. I know that when we were talking about corrosion, that they took out a bunch of stuff involving corrosion, because we deal with that a lot. Rivets, those little screws or whatever you want to call them, that keeps metal together. Painting, uh, so many different things, but our job is really cool. As for BMT, just try your best and try to listen to what all the MTI say. It can be very intimidating at first, but I did love my MTI eventually. I don't know if you guys seen a picture of my MTI in my flight, but I'm gonna quickly show you that, and I'm gonna answer the next question. This was a picture of my flight. I was the Warthogs, huh? Wait, let me flip it over some more. Boom, right there. We were an extremely small flight. I had Technical Sergeant Lamlin, Technical Sergeant Lund. Basically, he was my MTI, and he was my MTI, and these were brother flights, MTIs. And this, where am I? No, boom, that's me. Wait. Yep, that's me right there, basically. I got confused with that guy. I got always called him by my MTI. They have a hard time naming names sometimes. Anyways, I don't want to ramble. Let me go on to the next question. Do the tall people march in front all the time? Yes. It sucks because you will always be taller tapped. If you're short like me, I am 5'6". I'm a 5'6" man. I am, like I said, not growing anymore. It's over. It's a wrap for me for that. You always get taller tap. The one time we didn't taller tap was when our MTL, which is our military training leader in tech school, was briefing us on something, and all the short people couldn't see. So we had a shorter tap. So that was a victory for us. I was a rope in tech school. So there was like another time when we had to shorter tap, and it was when we were PTing. Normally that doesn't happen, but like we had a new MTL, so like it was really weird how everything was set up. I can't really explain it, but I think that it was it's pretty funny. But you're gonna hear that a lot. I was always in the back of my flight. I was the shortest guy every single time, so I I didn't really have that I don't know, that much show time or whatever. I didn't stand out that much, but I don't know. That's something had to deal with a lot. If you're short, that's just something we got to deal with. If you're tall, then good for you guys. And yes, cryptic. If you thank you for the advice. If they change it when I get out, yes, please let me know if they do change it. I'll keep everybody up to date on that. It does help people that are going new into the force or branch. There's always things changing, so that is something that people would love to know. If you're, I want to say if you're tall, it's hard because you most likely be an element leader, and if you're at BMT, you could be picked to just be a leader. Like, I know maybe some of you guys may be looking at like some or researching on how BMT works and what's it like when you go into when people get jobs picked and stuff. It's usually okay. Y'all all go uh, line up and scramble after y'all do all this running around the base or whatever. And once y'all are in the day room, in y'all dorm, my MTI basically did it like this: asked each person what our job was before the military, and then that's when he appointed leaders. So I told him I was a security guard, and a few other people had like management positions and stuff. Those type of people stood out, but sometimes he would just randomly pick people. I heard stories where MTIs would just be like, you're a leader now. You're gonna be element leader. You're in charge of this whole row of people in the dorm. You're in charge of guiding the flight. You'll be the guidon bear now. So you're the guy or woman holding the flag, guiding at each command, and you learn that way. If you play an instrument, mention that you'll be a part of band flight, which I heard band flight doesn't really drill. So that's kind of an escape. If you play an instrument, then go for band flight. But it is great because if you do want to volunteer for a position, then I say go for it and speak up. Element leaders and guidon bears and flight chief. My flight chief did not want to be flight chief. He was planning on going into basic training, laying low. He was planning on trying to not talk to anybody, be very introverted, and play being very quiet. That didn't work out for him. He literally deliberately got picked. I'm like, okay, you're a flight chief now. Have fun with that. Now, every time somebody messes up, you are going to be the one to kind of get in trouble, which sucks. But most times that does happen. You get in positions you don't normally want to get in. But it helps you in the long run because it shows longer or later in the Air Force. It adds on points for you when you want to try to get your honor ribbon, so you get decorations after you pass your EOC. You basically get more props and points put onto something that makes you stand out more during your basic training experience, I guess, or just training in general. So that's pretty cool. Like, I wish I did have a position, but I was the shoe aligner, so I didn't. I was in charge of 36 guys' shoes, and like I said, my flight was very small, so 36 guys' shoes. I had to keep a line in a certain order, tuck away the shoelaces, loosen the shoelaces, along with my buddy Tinko, who's also in Hawaii now. I hung out with Tinko here, and hopefully I'll meet up or show you guys who he is, what he looks like, and get his experience. Because he's reserve or guard. I don't remember. He's not active, I don't think. But he's here. I'm going to get an interview on him, on his job, and I'm going to also get an interview with my buddy Jake, who's Intel. But he's probably not going to tell me too much, but I'm going to see what he can tell me without violating OPSEC, because I don't want to do that. How did you get your score up? Like your method. So you guys know I have failed. Are you talking about for BMT or for tech school? Because if we're talking about, or MEPS actually, for MEPS, I did not pass my Asvab the first time. Like many things, I did not pass the first time, and I have no problem explaining that to people because people want to know. My Asvab, I have a video on it. It was my third or fourth video explaining my MEPS techniques for the Asvab, what books I use, which actually really helped me. It basically gave me questions on certain like areas of aptitude, like mechanical or math, algebra. Had to do that again. There was some science in there, um, and I want to say mechanical was not my highest either. Which is crazy because like I got like a 47 probably. I had a copy of my actual scores, but I gave it away literally today, and I would have showed y'all. But yeah, I recommend just going to the checking out that video or checking out that book. I don't remember what it's called. It's like Asvab for Dummies or something like that. It's free if you go to the library. Most times it's there. If not, it's probably checked out. Um, or you can try going on like eBay or Amazon and order it off there. It's not that much money. Those practice questions really did help me out with scoring. The second time I got higher after I looked at that book, and I was studying while I was in as a security guard, which was really helpful. If you don't have that much time and you're bored, looking at that book and doing those practice questions really did help out. Um, what else? Chapel. The only position I recommend volunteering for. Yes. Oh my God. Chapel. I heard was the easiest job you can do at BMT. You basically go to like what 3 church services on Sundays, and you don't necessarily have to be the most religious person. At Lackland, they have the best service, and I would say the best service to go to is what is it called? What is it called? Oh, the Atheist Humanist Service. Now I wonder, some of you guys probably wondering, what? What? Yeah. So the Atheist Human Services was one of the best services, and let me elaborate. I'm not an atheist. I'm not the most religious person, and you don't have to be an atheist to go to these services. I actually was raised Christian. Obviously, my beliefs and feelings and views on life has changed and evolved. Um, but I accept all everybody of beliefs. Anyways, you go to these chapel or you go to the Atheist Human Services, which is like the best service if you go to BMT. I know that in the service, like it was the best escape for me, and I recommend people to go to that service on Sundays because it helped me connect with the world and what was going on. Like I didn't know, like when I first joined, Fortnite was not talked about at all. Like nobody was talking about Fortnite. It was around January or so. My friend mentioned it once or twice. I played it a little bit and I was off the BMT. Everybody that was coming to basic training kept talking about Fortnite, and I was so like, people are still talking about this. When I went to the service, people were still talking about it. There were trailers. They showed gaming trailers. They showed news, and it just was like real life stuff. Like it helped us refresh on what was going on because you don't know when you're there. So it was really cool, and it's a bunch of nerds there. There was anime news, nerd news, and obviously I'm a nerd. I have friends back home that basically were surrounding me, so it was like perfect for me to go there. So I just recommend you guys doing that. In the chapel services, you just go around the different services and you help out and you guide the new trainees that never been to basic training, show them around how to get to the service. I have, let me see, how was your job at the moment? My job at the moment was awesome. Like I said, I don't know if you came here. I cut my finger today with metal, and that sounds totally crazy, but it's nice because I can make stuff. I have pictures I can show y'all. I'll have to show y'all pictures some other time of the stuff that we basically did in tech school, and the stuff that I can do now. Like I can make stuff out of sheet metal and basically just put it together and create it and probably take it home or just show you guys. Like my job allows me to be more creative. Aircraft structure maintenance is one of the rarest jobs. Like it's one of the jobs that basically really help hone our craft. Like it's what's the word? It's like one of the rare jobs that really I can't really think of anything. All I gotta say is that it stands a little bit because we actually manufactures our stuff from scratch. All our stuff is manufactured. You take a piece of sheet metal. We mess with titanium and steel, um, and paint and rivet and sand and a bunch of stuff. And we do all these kind of patches and repairs. And many other AFSCs can't really do that. We're not like crew chiefs. We're similar. Crew chiefs are kind of different. I thought when I got my job that I was going to be a crew chief. I was looking on Reddit trying to find out the information, and that wasn't the truth. It wasn't necessarily a factor like that's what my job is. Um, so that was different. I don't think it's boring though. There's always something new to do every single day. Some jobs get really repetitive. And I'm sorry, personnel, but that is one of them. And I heard from personnelists themselves that said that. Next question. I will get a PS4, like right now, because I have one right now. I want another PS4. And I'm thinking about playing Fortnite, but I can't get hooked on that. Red Dead Redemption is something I want to try to get into. But lately I've been nerding out on South Park, because South Park has been my thing. Yeah, the Fractured But Whole is the name of the game. And I also play Final Fantasy and a couple other games. What is your schedule like in your career field? What do you do on a day-to-day basis? I would say my schedule is it varies because we have I can't tell you the exact times, but it is like during the day, and that's not necessarily all that consistent, but it usually is when you first get to your base. Right now, and my job is not really as busy. Cause like I said, with C17s, it doesn't require too much maintenance. So I want to say my hours are like nine hours or so a day. I average. Um, so it's pretty cool. Sometimes it's 8, but it can go up to 12. Thankfully, it hasn't yet. But yeah, you basically sacrifice. That's part of it. Part of the military, you kind of sacrifice that time. Um, Not like a 9 to 5 and then you get off. We're technically always on the clock. Um, all you do is pick up flights, march them to their designated services, and go back. And when the service is over, march them back to their dorms. And in between downtime, where you just chill. Yeah, that's basically the chaplain services. So yeah, is it easy to take leave in your career field? I would say yes, but then again, each shop is different. If you're a maintainer like me, or going in as whatever, um, if you work on spiders, then you're probably not going to get that much leave time. It depends on how big your shop is. And right now, our field is undermanned, so we need more people, which is why like my contract was kind of open, and they need more maintainers in the Air Force. They need people to fix the planes because if they go down, then who's going to fix them? So um, but in me personally, my shop isn't too hard to take leave because we have a good amount of people kind of now, and we're not that busy. We are busy. We do be busy. Trust me, like training and stuff. There's always some training to do. It's not like we sit around and do nothing and just chop metal all day. There's always something to do, but it is a new year. But you never know. A big project could come out, and it all just depends on how many people in your shop and what's going on in your shop. Um, Everybody's experience is different, and I will most likely add you. I just have to turn on my PS4. That's probably a motor. I'm sorry if that was too loud. Um, but yeah, actually shut this a little bit. Ugh. Make that too loud. But yeah, this is a little dorm room. If you guys haven't checked out my dorm yet, my dorm tour, this is Smallwood Hall. Smallwood Hall is where my dorm is at. I know when I did my dorm room tour, I wasn't quite sure how this base was set up. Hickam is kind of separated between Pearl Harbor, or sorry, Hickam, and then or the Navy side, and then the Air Force side. So Hickam and Pearl. Um, it sucks because you don't have a car here because you have to. It takes forever to get around. But right now, these are technically Navy barracks. I will say, if you being in the Air Force at a joint base sucks, in my opinion. It sucks mainly because we everybody's standards are different in each branch, and I personally don't really like the Navy standards. Let me put this up here. Hope this doesn't fall. I personally don't like the Navy standards because wait, let me fix this. I'm like trying to find a better way to like hook this up. Yeah. There we go. Navy does things incredibly different. In my opinion, they're very complex. They have like 50,000 uniforms. They got the blue ABUs that look like ours. They got the green ones. They got all whites. They're dress whites, I think they're called, with the the hat thing. It kind of looked like a milkman, a classic milkman hat. And I apologize if that's rude or if I offend anybody, but it's kind of what it looks like to me. What else? They have a bunch of uniforms. Their standards are very, I guess, strict, and they kind of mean, honestly. Like, these sailors are like really mean. Like, I understand you living on a ship, and I don't want to cause any like turf wars or anything live on YouTube, especially with Navy military vloggers. I don't want to really get into that, and I gotta be careful what I say before I try to get called out. I'm a small YouTuber, so don't come after me. But I respect what the Navy does. It's just that I don't like certain things that they do. Like, it's just different. Everybody's standards are different. We even get like dorm inspections here, and I am an operational, but we don't really do that. Like, certain things have to be kept to a standard. Air Force are a little bit more laid back with things compared to other branches. We have a higher, I guess, way of living, for lack of a better word. Yeah, so it's a little bit easier for us compared to them. We kind of talk to each other different to our terms. How we speak to each other is different, and you're gonna know that when you go into like operational. It's very different when it comes down to like you interacting with one another. We in the Air Force talk to each other like sir, ma'am, this, that, and we be like the same rank or higher rank. In Pensacola, Florida, when I had my tech school, I interacted with a lot of Marines and Navy. And we were a small number of Air Force. It was like 200 or 300 of us. And the Air Force, I don't know, we had to really like show we are not like just to be pushed over. We're like that neglected or spoiled. We're like that spoiled little sister or brother or whatever that gets everything, and big brother don't like us or whatever. So it is what it is. But the Marines, basically, I talked to this one Marine. I was like, oh, thank you, sir. And we checked our cat cards when we walked through the door. And he's like, you call me sir? Like, why are you calling me sir? Do I look like an officer? And I'm like, no, you don't, but all right, whatever. We all keep moving. And you come with that interaction a lot because you realize when you're actually here where I'm at, and I mean in operational, things are different, and there's going to be some things that just because we're all in the military, not everybody understands each other with things. We call things different things, like, for example, our DFAC, which is where we dine, our dining facility or our cafeteria, they call it a galley in the Navy. It's the galley. So we had to figure that out. I can't think of any other like examples off the top of my head, but I just think that it's really strange and different. You come up with that like language barrier, especially when we talk to people that aren't in the military, which we refer to usually as civilians. They might not understand certain terminologies we use, and I try to level with that because it gets very confusing to understand what the heck am I talking about. I can spit numbers at you and a bunch of other stuff, but it's worse if you probably intel. What was your score on the Asvab, and did you study for it? I mentioned earlier, yes, I did study for the Asvab. I did fail the second. I passed the second time. My score was extremely low. You get like an AFQT score, I believe it's called. That score is like your general type of score, but there's different category scores. So yeah, the higher you get, you typically will get the job you want, but that's not necessarily true. It depends on the contract you sign. It depends if there's enough space on that job at the time you signed up. And I also explained in another video, getting the job you want. I think it was a video I made, or if ASVAB scores matter. Check if you go on my playlist, check those out. Scroll through them. I can't remember the number off the top of my head, but you're bound to find something about like the real deal about Air Force contracts. I think I mentioned in my video in regard to scores if they matter. I think that was a video on its own, but yeah, the scores I wouldn't say I got like a 47-ish. It was really low for my overall AFQT score, and I think I needed a 47 to qualify for the job. So it all kind of makes sense, I guess. But I got through it. I definitely did it. And not all the time, just because you have a high score does not mean you get the job you want. Just because you get the high score in your ASVAB does not mean you get the job you want. Does not mean you get the job you want. And people are that are going in kind of get this misconception and feel like they are lied to by their recruiters and lied to by people. And I always tell people to look at their contracts and be aware, do your research, because like I said, I have people that got high job or high scores and didn't get what they wanted or didn't expect them to be in a position they are now. Just like some officers, there are officers here that or not just specifically here, but all over the Air Force who they're not a part of that particular AFSC. They're just overseeing everything at that job. They're like the admin or whatever. They basically like check things, make sure everybody's kind of doing what they're supposed to. And it's weird because we have like a medical guy in our field in maintenance, and he's a captain or lieutenant. So it's really weird because he doesn't know anything about our job, and you come across that a lot with people going to be in charge and asking you questions. Sometimes even as a A1C like me, I had to explain, you know, what something is to a sergeant because they don't know. It's not my job. Everybody learns something different, which makes it very unique. Because just because you have a high rank doesn't mean you necessarily know how to do somebody else's job. Everybody has specialties. That's why we have specialty codes, AFSCs. So I think that's really cool. The school scores and stuff. I think my highest was like science or something. And I originally wanted to do Intel. I am happy with what I'm doing. I wanted this job. I got lucky. I went open mechanical. I did not. I'm just really surprised that I got this particular job, and it's extremely important, this job that I'm doing. Like I said, if I don't do what I was supposed to do, bad things can happen. Obviously, once I'm done taking my CDCs, I'm going to be able to work more by myself. And you're not always necessarily working alone, but it sometimes happens, and it becomes really important where I'll have to probably sign off on aircraft to fly or not, which is part of my job. I signed a 6-year contract in my my contract is basically 6 years. And another thing mentioning about that, I did not put on my rank just because I signed a 6-year contract. That's also a misconception that people have. They think that when they sign a 6-year contract, then they get the stripes, and that's not necessarily true. Some people got their stripes just by going to college, or which I did. And I wear that proudly because college is not cheap, it's not easy, and I earned my stripes not just by signing a 6-year contract. And I'm A1C. I'm an E3, aircraft structural maintainer. It's basically like my title. Airman first class, I guess you can call it, which is E3. Um, Testing for my 5 level in a couple months. And then after that, they're going to try to promote me to senior airman, which ranks are not given, they are earned. So once the guys in my shop are done teaching me what they know, I have to teach other guys what I know for my job. There's a test at the end of BMT. BMT EOC I think it's called. So when you're on EC duty, which is entry control duty, which is you basically having your fake M16 trainer weapon, sitting at a door, making sure MTIs do not bust through the door just to see what y'all doing, or make sure that they're not a terrorist just busting up in here, killing everybody. Which I have funny stories about that. You don't want to be caught sitting down, by the way, and it gets really bad. But let me answer the question, because I can go on a tangent about that EC duty thing, which is really funny. But yes, there's a test. I used to study using there's a book you get, BMTSG safety guide, something. Basically, it's all the lessons in history and how to fold your clothes a certain way and where to put them. And basically, you're going to be opening up that book every single day of your life for the next 8 weeks, looking at stuff you have to technically know for this EOC at the end of BMT to graduate. There is literally I want to say 99% of people that take the EOC pass. You have to really you have to really not pay attention to not pass. Most people do not fail, and if you do fail, then you're going to take it again. But everybody passes the EOC usually. Air Force BMT is not that difficult, and I mentioned in my previous videos, past 50 videos, it all depends on your mentality on things, because that's what helps you get through it. It's the fact you are away from friends and family that makes it difficult. But just try your best, study, be focused, and handle your business and get up out of there. Get up out of there. Can you break down the bad percentage of people at BMT that were different age ranges? Okay, so there were a ton of people. Right now I'm 22 years old. I went in last year as a 21-year-old. There were a handful of people that did it. There were variety. People that were 18, 19 that never moved out their parents' house, never really had a real stable job. Some people joined because they were bored, and I'm like, oh, okay. Different reasons why they joined. But there was 2 30-year-olds in my flight. One of them, shout out to Ray, he was my wingman, true definition of a wingman. When I was at BMT, and there was always going to be that one person. But there was a huge range of people, people getting out of high school, people that were in college, people that were full-blown parents, people that had businesses and decided to join because they wanted to give their children their bill for school. So many different reasons, 30, 20. So it's a big range of people, and you would be surprised how many people actually join. It's crazy. I got about probably 20 more minutes, and I'm going to wrap up this video. Are there any younger airmen in your career for 18, 19? Actually, let me think. There was somebody in my FTEC class, which is first term airman class, that I went to last week, who was 18. But in my field, in my shop, I think the youngest is 19. So, yeah. It sucks because if you like alcohol, like to drink, get your sip on, whatever, handle your business, you know what I'm saying, getting a little sippy, responsibly, then you can't really go to bars and stuff like that, obviously. And also in Hawaii, the tobacco age to purchase is 21. Bruh, I did not know that. I did not know it was 21 years old here. And I'm grateful that I'm not a smoker, and I'm grateful that I'm over 21. But like that sucked because a lot of people that did smoke can't buy a pack of cigarettes or any tobacco product here, otherwise they're going to get in trouble. Like they cannot smoke, and they have smoke pits and stuff here. But I know people that got caught up into some mess. Weed is no, 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 no. And I know you're kidding about that, but no, don't even do it. Don't put yourself in that position. You have to have even when you processing in maps. Cause I mentioned I had one time and I did. Like I don't like that. It ain't for me. I like to drink like an adult. Get me some wine. I got some little bit of wine in my closet. I got nothing to hide. That's all I do on weekends. Cause normally during the weekdays I'm doing my CDCs, going to the gym, trying to make time for YouTube. It's kind of deal with the time zone thing because many people that are my viewers now are like 5 hours behind on me or whatever. So right now it's like about to be 4 o'clock and everybody is probably like 9 or 8 o'clock when I did these videos, or when I normally did the videos. It was a little earlier, obviously. So you have to deal with that. Excuse me, let me just blow my nose a little bit. I'm gonna be on camera. But no, it's really it's a lot to it, guys. I got about 14 minutes left. Anything y'all want to talk about as far as jobs, I can try to get out my best insight. When do you go in? Are you talking about going BMT? Because it's 8 weeks. Each person's job takes a while to go into. It depends on tech school length or a job for your tech school length. Oh, well, I can't really mention the hours on when I go in, but there are 3 different shifts. There's day shifts, swings, and mids. I'm trying to figure it out. All I know is day shift, I don't know, it's pretty early. Usually most times it's early for most people and not just in my job. But it's you get up pretty early. If you think of BMT time, normally when you get up, that's normally the time I get up, but it's very confusing because it varies on the shop. And I can't really say when, but it's not super long. I do not have enough energy to do a lot of stuff, and usually I do, but like balancing like this, like my personal life and working for my serving for my country, doing the stuff I do at work, it can get very exhausting because I am running around sometimes, or I'm at the computer doing training all day, which can be very exhausting, or on the phone. But I try to find the energy to do it. I try to stay away from coffee now because I don't like crashing. Coffee causes me to crash sometimes now, and I usually like have so much energy. My eyes look probably red now because I try to find sleep. I go to bed at like 11. But I go to bed around 11 o'clock or so. I get up pretty early. And that's like every single day. Thankfully, I don't work on weekends. I'm not on call or anything, at least right now. So I have a little time to do stuff. It's not like all day I work, but even now, like after this live stream, I'll have to go to the DFAC because the DFAC closes at like an hour. It opens for about an hour here. Like it opens 16:30 to 17:30. So like 4:30 to like 5:30. It's like, bruh, what? How are you supposed to do it? Go, people that's getting off work have to rush to the DFAC, and if you don't got a car, then you screwed. You are screwed. Well, let me see, what else could I possibly... Yeah, I have all my stuff here. Let me put all my letters away. I have all my letters still here. But yeah, every day somebody wrote. My mom usually wrote, gave me cards, and usually the letters and pictures and stuff. But yeah,
any other questions you guys might have, because this stream is about to be wrapped up really soon. By all means, if you don't want me to go, ask some more questions. I'm here for you guys. I try to film as much as I can throughout the week, but like I said, some things do back me up. I don't always get enough time to myself to do what I like to do. But that is the challenge, balancing all this stuff. They stress a lot about mental health and just making sure people are having good outlets here. You don't hear it from me. That's probably where the tax money is going. And I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. That's not. That's not true. False statements. Fake news. um, I do. Yeah, actually, there are. You could buy groceries. Like I have a. I'm on meal card, whatever they call it. Um, the food isn't technically free. It comes out of my paycheck each month. Uh, but like yeah, I go to the DFAC and I can just show them my cat card and then I'm good. They kind of estimate how much you would technically spend each month and take it out your paycheck, but I heard you can opt out of it. But sometimes people buy food, grocery store. We got like the mall downtown in Waikiki. We got a couple other grocery places. We got the Next, which is like a Navy grocery store place. That you can just go get food or just like a regular store, and it's tax free. So bam, tax free. Get that going, get that promo in. If I was part of the Next or part of the BX, I would probably get a commercial. But yeah, even the Next is right behind my dorm, so it's convenient. You can get food. I got a little food in here, and I'm gonna answer the next question. It's a little food in here. You know, look like I'm kind of poor, but I don't buy that much food. Save my money as much as possible. Most challenging part is the training. Like, there's so much on the job training you have to do. There's so many PowerPoints you have to go through. Um, and the hardest part is like, I guess if you're not that great with your hands, then you will have a hard time. But we have to read up on like technical orders, which are known as TOs. Um, I don't know. The hardest part is, I guess, kind of getting adjusted, but it varies. It's always challenges every single day. Air Force changed me. Like, honestly, I don't know how long you've been tuning on to this channel, but it has brought me a long way in this past year. There was a lot of things I did not see. I seen from a different perspective before joining. I didn't have that much money, and I stressed a lot. And I'm not gonna really go in depth with it. You can check out my other videos if you want to know how my life was. And first couple videos kind of give an idea, and even through the tech school videos, you look through those playlists, and I explain a little more. But it changed me. It caused me to be um, a little more confident with things, a little bit more spontaneous, um, reliable, and it just shows that I can like do things if I put my mind to it. As cliche as that sound, it was a fact for me because I have failed many times. I proved people wrong. People doubted me. I felt like people doubted me that I couldn't do it. You know, black guy, coming from the hood type of thing. And I don't may not sound like it, but no, I was. I'm from Buffalo, New York. Read up on that, but uh, nah, but like it's like, you know, you want to be professional. It caused me to be a little bit more professional and caused me to do things that I never thought I could do because I was not a mechanical type of person. And this kind of surprised me that I did what I had to do and I passed it and you know I put my mind to it. I got through these tests and all throughout tech school, like I showed you guys, my adventures in tech school was wild. It was so hard, but I got through it. The Air Force has changed me so far and throughout this year. I think it's going to continue to change me. There are ups and downs, and I try to be real about it on this channel, which is why I try to reach out to many other people who watch military YouTubers, and I'm a small YouTuber. But I try to keep it real with you guys. Are you trying to get out of dorms as soon as possible, or do you mind living in dorms? Well, you see the dorms now. I'm not in a rush to get out of dorms because that's money. You do get like BAH base, allowance housing. You get extra money if you do go off base. Air Force try to help pay that for you. Um, but I don't really recommend it because I'm trying to save my money. I'm trying to become a little wealthy. Put my money in stocks, open up a savings, invest long term type of deal, and I don't really want to pay a bill. Like I don't pay any bills here. I think technically me staying in the door is like $7 a month. Um, but no, the houses here is expensive. Like it's like almost $3,000 a month. And off the A1C pay like mine, it's not all that affordable. But I mean, majority like the Air Force do cover that. But I don't want to pay for that and then have to get a car and pay for that and phone bill and internet and no, this it's just too much. And that's also part of the reason why people get married here or a lot of times in the military is because they use it as an escape to get out a base or whatever. And I mean, you get more space. I get that. You get more room to do stuff. Um, you can cook food. You can kind of do it downstairs. In my barracks, at least. Sorry, my phone's like about to die soon. But no, yeah, that's also why people get married and also for the benefits or whatever. But that's a whole nother story. But I'm not gonna leave anytime soon because it's just too much responsibility, and I get tired of that. Like it's a lot, and I don't want to be overdraft because it'll suck. I mentioned twice in the video about my Asvab. Like I said, you can check out the video I did. It was number 2 or 3 for how I prepare for the Asvab. I did order a book online, or no, checked it out in the library. I believe I did. So just check it out. I don't remember the name of it, but please look at my playlist if you don't really know what book I'm talking about. But I did study for that, and I explained it a little bit. Sorry, a little late. I'm actually going to wrap up this live stream a little short. I'm going to try to answer as much questions as I can. But for the sake of my phone is dying and that this video is super, super long, this is my second live stream. It is nice to do because I don't really have to edit. Edit can be very, very time consuming, and you guys know I like to edit all my videos, have little thumbnails and stuff. But hopefully this works out, and I don't know who will really watch this long of a live stream after it's done. But I'll also try to get that some more videos out there. If you guys have any questions, just comment. I can make a video out of it as soon as possible. I'm just getting more ideas there. Okay. And yeah, for the friend request, if you want, you can add me on PSN. Shakur Free Run 3, I think is my PlayStation Network account. So yeah, you can add me there. I know somebody wants to add me on PSN. You can see what games I play there. I'm also going to try to incorporate a Snapchat on my YouTube videos so people can click me up, get that snap down, so you can see what I'll be doing normally throughout the day. Hang out with me there. I'm trying to get my social medias connected, Instagram, get a little more in tune with you guys, get my stuff out there, and helping anybody who has any other questions before they go in, because people don't know. I'm like undiscovered right now. I'm so small. Sergeant Gott, if people that were watching like Kyle Gott, he was in my field. He was in my type of job. He has that job. My job, I guess. But he's out of the Air Force. I think he posted a video recently. I haven't seen it yet, but it is pretty cool because now you kind of get my perspective on things. And I will say that things are not the same just because we have the same AFSC. My experiences and his experiences are totally different. So it's cool to tune in on what do I do. So that's something, give my little heads up with, my little backstory of my channel a little bit and what I have in store for you guys. I always try to spice it up. FTech, how do you become the standby guy? Oh, wait. That's actually really good. How do you become the standby guy? You stand by the door. You sit by the door. Yeah, you stand really close by the door, and then in case an NCO come through or a captain, you can call the room to attention, stand by, or you can do, class, tench hut, something like that. And obviously it'll be a little louder. And I've been talking for an hour, but um, I'm gonna wrap up this live stream. I really do appreciate all you guys who watched this video. I don't know if you give a like on this video, but please give a like if you guys love the video. Share this video. If anybody watching our video, that would be crazy to me. It will make my day. Hit the subscribe button if you are new to this channel. I'm gonna wrap this up. Really appreciate you guys for tuning in. I will try to live stream possibly Saturday or Sunday. I'm gonna try to get a video out here this week, but there is no guarantee. Just stay tuned with that. If you like, you can follow me on Instagram at Shakur. I don't remember the Instagram tag, but I will probably put it in the description in the comments or comments description, whatever. Or you can email me at the other one. I can't remember it either. I'm a bad YouTuber. No, okay. I'll put that also in the comments too below, so you guys can keep tabs or figure out what's going on up to date. Hit the notification bell if there is one on this video. I'm not sure, never live streamed before, but hit that notification under the video if you guys want to get notified when I am posting a video or live streaming. All right, guys. I appreciate everybody who's tuned in on this video. Love you guys very much for watching. Thank you very much. I will see you guys later. Peace. As soon as I exit this, then I will wrap this video up because I'm still learning how to shut it off. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to close it.